Oh, there's fish on. No way. Oh, this is a nice bass. Oh my gosh, no way. What's going on, everybody? Nick from 618 Fishing here, and welcome back to another episode of the Big Bait Challenge. Much like the last episode, today's episode is going to feature another really cheap giant swim bait that I found on Amazon. This thing was under $10, which is crazy compared to some of the other big swim baits that I've used in the past. For $10, this thing is a steal. So I am interested to see what this actually looks like in the water, because the last cheap swim bait that I bought from Amazon, it had a really, really good action. I've got this thing all rigged up. Let's see what it looks like in the water. All right, so it sinks fairly quickly, but in the water, it's got a really nice swimming action. Then on top of that, there is a rattle in here, like no rattle I've ever heard in my life. This thing is so loud. So it should draw in some of the fish from this muddy water. It's pretty early to go over my likes and dislikes, but there is one pretty big dislike that I have so far with this bait, and that is its sink rate. It sinks very quickly, which means that I have to reel it pretty quick to keep it off the bottom. Not a big fan of that. But aside from that, I like the action. I like the vibration from this giant piece of lead or whatever that is inside of this thing. And I like the price. Oh, you guys, I had a bite. I had a bite, no way. Okay, that's a good sign. I just had my first bite. I did not hook up with it, but it was definitely a fish. So I'm feeling a little bit more optimistic. One of the great things about this swim bait is how far I can cast it. I can cast this thing like a mile. So I'm covering a good amount of water today. There's gotta be a bass that I come across that wants to gobble this thing up. Oh, there's fish on. No way. Oh, no way, guys. Oh my gosh, this feels like a nice one. Get out of there. Oh, this is a nice bass. Oh my gosh, no way. Please stay on. Yes! What? You guys, oh my gosh. Biggest bass of the year. And it was on this giant swim bait. That was crazy. Oh my gosh. See you later, buddy. Yes. I am shocked. This is the second big bait challenge where I've actually caught a fish on the first day of fishing. And the other episode was also with a cheap Amazon swim bait. So maybe there is something to these cheap little knockoff swim baits that you can find on Amazon for hardly anything. This thing was under $10 compared to some of my other swim baits that are over $100. That is crazy. So it's safe to say that I'm pretty much sold on these cheap little cheap big Amazon crankbaits. That was awesome. That last bass was hanging out pretty much in the middle of the pond in fairly deep water. So I'm gonna try to replicate that and see if I could possibly catch another. Oh, that one was getting chased. Oh, no way. There was a big wake wherever the fish turned around right as I was pulling it out of the water. Dang, something was trailing that one. As far as appearance goes, this thing is supposed to resemble a shad of some sort, and it does a pretty good job. It's printed on here, it's not painted or anything, which is I did not expect for this price point, but as far as appearance goes, it looks pretty good. I've experimented with quite a few retrieves today. The one that caught the bass was a slow, steady retrieve, which has not been working out since. So I've tried a really fast retrieve, almost keeping it at the surface. I've tried starting and stopping it, but the one negative to this bait, like I've said, is its sink rate. It sinks like a rock. So I can't really retrieve it as slow as I would like. I'm gonna keep experimenting and hopefully catch another fish before it gets too late. What in the world? Oh my gosh. I thought that was a fish. Check out that guy. One of the cool things I've noticed about bass fishing is bass are not very picky. As long as the bait looks decent in the water, they'll usually hit it. I know for a fact there's no shad in this pond and the bass don't seem to mind, so that's pretty cool. But I am running out of time today, so I'm gonna move around a little bit and try to catch another bass. I've gotten a few bites, but I have yet to catch another bass. So I've actually come back to the spot where I caught that first one to try my luck here. Oh, there's a fish. Oh, that's a nice one. Stay away from the tree. Stay away from the tree. Oh my gosh. Woo, doggy. Well, I fell in the water, but it was worth it. Awesome. Second fish. Whew. See you later, buddy. I am muddy, soaking wet, but I was finally able to catch the second bass today. And it came at perfect timing because this sun it's setting right now. So I'm gonna get back to it, maybe catch a third fish, but as far as big bait challenges go, usually I only catch one. So when I catch two fish, that's a pretty good sign for this swim bait. As far as this episode of the Big Bait Challenge goes, it was one of my funner episodes. Usually it takes a few days to complete a Big Bait Challenge, but this one took one day. And it's funny because the last time a Big Bait Challenge took one day, it also featured a cheap Amazon crankbait. But there is one little thing that I've not shown you guys yet, and that is the fact that this swim bait is actually starting to fall apart. The back tail somehow got, it's almost gone. So I'd be a little bit more upset if it was expensive, but since this swim bait is only $10, I'm not too upset about it. I still was able to catch a couple fish before it broke. If you guys are interested in buying this swim bait, I will link it in the description. I think it's definitely worth the money, but I had a lot of fun with this episode of the Big Bait Challenge. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching. I will catch you in the next one. Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm.